Alrighty, so today we're going to be having a look at some applications of Pythagoras' theorem. So you can see in this diagram, we've got as part of a school building upgrade, a sloping roof will be built between two existing offices as shown. Determine the length of the proposed new roof. So you can see that the proposed roof is this little angled bit here. And so we would need to know this length here as well as this length down here. Now we can see that this length down here is just going to be 5 meters. So let me transfer this into a picture which only has the triangle in it. I often find this can be a useful strategy when trying to solve worded questions, is to get rid of some of the imagery. Just take the bit that we're interested in. In this case, we're only interested in the triangle. So let's just focus on the triangle itself. Alrighty, so what do we know? Well, we know that this is the thing we're actually interested in. We don't know the length of the roof, and that's what we're interested in. So that's the one we're looking for. We can also see that there's a right angle here, which means that that missing thing is going to be our C. That's what we're looking for. And as we said before, we can see that 5 meters here transfers up to here, which means we get a 5 meter up here. Then the question is, how tall is this section here? Well, some of you would recognize that we have 3 parallel lines here. Parallel lines are always going to be useful whenever trying to work out heights. So these 3 lines are all used together. One way we can look at it is that we can see that this red line plus this little red line is equal to this long red line. Another way we can think about it is that the difference between the long red line and this red line is going to be this one. So this little line here is going to be equal to 5.2 meters minus 3.5. It's the difference between these two, which is equal to 1.7. Alrighty, so I now know that this is 1.7, so let me put that on, and that's still in meters. Because the other two were in the same unit, so we'll find that. Alright, now I can just do Pythagoras' theorem. And in this case, I've got A being this little one here, B being this one here, and C I've already written. C is the one we're interested in, so C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. And in this case, we're looking for the long side, so I won't have to rearrange too much. So C squared is equal to 1.7 squared plus 5 squared. Now once again, this is another time where I probably don't want to work out what 1.7 squared is, so instead I'm just going to take the square root of both sides. And type all of this in at one go. And we get 5.281098. Big long decimal, so let's think about what we want to round it to. First, check the question. Question does not give any guidance as to the rounding, so 2 decimal places is a good standard. So first 2 decimal places are 2 and 8, the next digits are 1, so we're going to round down to 8 meters. And then we go. A good brain check is to know, well, since it's the hypotenuse, it should be the longest side, and indeed 5.28 is bigger than both 5 meters and 1.7. So it's just good to have a gut check at the end to make sure that you have done it all correctly. Alrighty, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.